Analogman wins. You know, you really got good at raising Digimon. I had to, because when I was there, I had such a hard time. Huh? Nothing. Are you talking about Digimon World again? Stop dreaming.
I'm telling the truth, and nobody believes me.
What are you saying? Analogman is back again? All right. Will you deliver my Digimon? Deliver where? Hey, where you going? Where? Where else? Digimon World.
Welcome back. Okay, so... thanks for inviting me. I hope we can work together again, Phoenixmon. Okay, so our Tamer level has gone up, and we get a medal and a Machine Dramon card. Now, pretty much, last time, it did not recover my health or anything, so I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so what we did last time was we basically crammed all of those chips for stats towards boosting up our Unimon, and eventually became Phoenixmon. He then went and took on Mount Infinity and defeated the Analogman, and which then led to us basically finishing the game. However, I'm basically quickly just doing some training now. Basically, I'm doing training now so I can pass in-game hours to make it so Phoenixmon will want to go to sleep soon. Mostly just because, well, Phoenixmon, it isn't on full health or anything, and I would quite like to be able, make sure that I have everything set, ready, and prepared for the near future. Because very soon, well, today's episode is the final episode. And in this one, I'm going to be doing the last couple of things that the game has in store for me, which will be a bit of a mixed bag, to say the least. And by that, I mean, one might take a little bit of finding, and the other requires us to climb back up Mount Infinity. And, well, I guess that was just perfect timing. And while I'm just kind of waiting for Phoenixmon to want to go to sleep, I might as well just get my, I might as well just go and get my HP stat up to 9,999. I might as well max it out. You know what? It'll be the one time in the game I get a stat maxed. So I know that Phoenixmon is currently really tired, and I'm probably pushing it a little too hard. But it's so close. Actually, no, it still needs one more. I wouldn't get, I wouldn't get 9,999 from it. So I'll just do one training for MP to push it over past 7,000 instead. Never mind, I've definitely pushed Phoenixmon's training too hard because it isn't going to get anything anymore. So, now then. Now I let Phoenixmon have a little sleep. Honestly, he's more than earned it. Honestly, I mean, realistically, it is a huge Digimon. Phoenixmon is probably massive, so it makes perfect sense why it would be so large. Anyway, so pretty much I have two things to do in today's episode, and now that Phoenixmon is all rested up, it is ready. I am ready to go and start trying to get the first of these two things done. And so, first things first, though, I'm going to go and talk to Digimon. I'm also going to go and pick up a couple of items as well. Okay, so. Oh, you're back! This is something I can't ask anybody else. Okay, do you mean Analogman is back? I felt his evil, but I can't tell where it is. Alright, leave it to me. I'll go find him and take care of it. Oh, thank you. By the way, Metal Greymon came here and talked about modelling. Thinks he's big stuff. Devimon came here talking about a really fantastic item. I guess it's fantastic. Edramon is healed now and talked about working. It's good he's back to normal. And the prosperity of the city is currently at 97. You've done a fine job. Splendid. So, today we are going to be finishing off that. We are going to be getting the final 3 points of a city's prosperity. Real question is, do I still... Okay, I still have one porta potty left. I can probably get through Mount Infinity with just the one. So, while I'm here, I might as well... Oh, also, because we finished the game, we have a nice little statue of ourselves here. So, hopefully I can show what these Digimon all do. I'm going to quickly walk into the arena. Actually, I think this is the first time I've been in here, because I haven't done any of the tournaments, because Greymon just runs all of them. But Metal Greymon sets up over here, and he will basically give you nicknames. Let me think of your nickname. A hero who saved the world. Let's see. Peacemaker Phoenixmon. You know, Phoenixmon the Peacemaker kind of has a really nice ring to it. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. So Megadramon appears here and says, "I'm the most powerful one. I don't consider myself a loser to you. If you come to the arena, you'll see." Now then, I think Devimon turns up in the secret item shop. I'm gonna go in and out of the secret item shop a couple of times and hopefully get Devimon to appear. Also, I won so much money in that last episode, I could probably try to buy all the cards, but that'd be so much effort. Okay, so that's Numamon there. So I might have to go in and out of the store a few times, because obviously, they don't just add to each other's inventory. Like, you can only buy certain things when that Digimon is in the store. Which is a little bit of an inconvenience, to be honest. It's a tiny inconvenience, but hopefully Devimon turns up sooner rather than later. Where am I? I love dark places, and this shop shows that very well. Okay, now that I've talked to Numamon to have him introduce his shop, maybe someone else will turn up. Because I know that Devimon is supposed to appear here. Okay, he has Mamemon. Hey, Branch, you're here. Come on, get some of my very useful items. So, Mamemon sells you the discs. So, like, the special defense disc and all those ones. I don't remember his prices. I say that, I probably should just, you know, talked to him and saw what and checked what they are. But here is Devimon. Hey, stranger, I knew you'd come, Branch. Don't look so surprised. Can you master how to use my items? The answer depends on your ability as a tamer. what I have is one of a kind. So, what can I buy? Devil Chip A, B, or E. However, you can clearly tell that they are dangerous. They have potential to be very dangerous, and I assume so, because they are called Devil Chips. So I imagine it'll be like, hey, you get a really good stat boost, but maybe you're like permanently poisoned, or your Digimon gets sick. I don't actually know because I've never bought them before. Realistically, I probably should have bought one and tried it, but you know what? While I have stuff to do, I don't really want to do that. So, my priority right now is I need to climb back up Mount Infinity. I'm going to go through it a lot faster than I did last time, because I'm not going to sit and fight everything this time. I'm not going to fight absolutely everything on my way up the mountain this time. But if I need to fight, I will. Well, for example, with these Phoenixmons. Oh wow, 2 of them didn't want to fight this time. They knew what happened last time and didn't want the run back. Fair enough, I can't really blame them for that. And here we are at nearly maxed out HP. Like, we have a nearly maxed out stat. Like, if I wanted to, I could have sat and grinded to, max out all of my stats, but that would be, even more pointless and boring, so I don't want to do that. Because, I'm fully aware that, sitting and watching me have to do all this grinding isn't exactly the most interesting thing to begin with. And with that, the Phoenixmon is defeated. So, I'm pretty sure it is called that because it is, like, vermilion coloured. I assume that's how it works, because Monochromon is mostly monochrome colours, aside from its eyes, which are green, if I recall correctly. Bit weird that I don't remember the character design, but hey, here we are. Okay, so, we go up to floor number 2. Now, how many floors is this place? I think it's like 11 or 12? Either way, that is up to floor number 3. I think we fought Devimon on floor number 6 or something. Okay, we dodged the Rockmon. Fantastic. Honestly, that went very well. If I hug the wall here, I can probably dodge all these Pidomons. Easy dodge there. I mean, to be fair, I don't... How many of them didn't want to... I think only one of them wanted to fight last time anyway. Okay, there's 2 Garurumon. On who... Yeah, this floor was just 2 Garurumon and 2 Vermillimon, I think. But now, I think this floor... I think it's this floor and then the one that Devimon was on, if I recall correctly. I think that's what it was. Which, honestly, it isn't exactly the best... It's not exactly the best showcase that I don't really remember. Because I recorded the previous episode like 2 hours ago. Oh, if that. Okay, so this was the floor where we fought Devimon. Okay, we dodged the 2 Vermillimon. And we have 3 Pidomon here. Can I dodge all these? Apparently I can. 10 out of 10. Just sidestepping past them. Just like, don't mind me, fellas. Don't mind me, fellas. I'm just walking on up here. Can I bait this? I was going to say, can I bait this Rockman into moving? But apparently I can, and it moved right into attacking me. So you know what? This thing is getting blasted. Which realistically shouldn't come as any surprise. Like, hey, if I have to fight something on my way up this mountain, I have no issues doing so, because, I have a lot of healing available, let's just say. The kind of ironic part is I'll run out of health healing items. I'll run out of MP healing items long before I run out of health healing items. But I think that also kind of works, because even if I completely ran out of MP, I'd be able to probably tank enough damage with HP to just kinda be okay until I got my finishing move available. That's my assumption anyway. There should be another Rockmon here that I can just walk past, and there's a 3rd one here. Can I bait this one into moving? Nope. Okay, I'm sure you can probably walk around that one. Like, I'm sure that there's probably a way where if you very carefully go, you can probably sidestep around it without too much hassle. But evidently, I am not that guy when it comes to dodging these things. Also, yeah, I think my takeaway from Mount Infinity is this game is so much easier when you actually do just fully commit to grinding. Like, when you fully commit to grinding, this becomes infinitely easier. Because, you know, imagine playing this entire game as a kid and you just decide, I'm not gonna grind. And, like, you just die. You just die if you don't do a mountain of training in this game. Okay, so this should be... I think there's like 1 or 2 more floors before the one that Megadramon was on here. Yeah, this was the floor before No, there's this one. There's 1 more, and then I think the floor with Megadramon. So this should be floor number 9, I think? Oh, okay, that Rockmon came right at me. Okay, so I go left, I go up, I go left, I dodge this Pidomon, and then... I believe this is the... I think I'm on the 3rd last floor. And I should be okay, because I still have this one porta potty to power up... Not to power up, to, you know, let Phoenixmon go without needing to worry about it. Okay, so can I dodge this Pidomon? Yes, I can. And I dodge the Garurumon. Very nice. What is going on where Megadramon was? A Pidomon, 2 Pidomon, and 2 Garurumon. Honestly, I could probably fight all 4 of them at the same time, but I imagine the game would probably say at least one. It doesn't want to if I tried. Either way, now we head on back up to where Metal Greymon was. So we head on back up to where Metal Greymon was. This room looks so cool. And now we move just a tiny bit further forward and into the room where we did battle with Machinedramon and Analogman. So, what is in this room now? Huh? An egg? Could it be Machinedramon's? Could be trouble. Okay, so, this is Digitamamon. Digitamamon is basically the egg Digimon, but he is also an ultimate level Digimon, so he is a little bit potentially dangerous, but obviously I have so many stats and everything that I don't think I really need to be too bothered. Although, that did a lot of damage. And when I defeat Digitamamon, this will be the final Digimon to come to see. So, pretty much, this is an important one for me to defeat. Because after this, I have 100% prosperity. Okay, and Prominence Beam lands just in time. Fantastic. Yeah, evidently this run through Mount Infinity has been a lot simpler because I, walked through the entire place and took less than 3,000 damage total so far. Like, I haven't had to heal. Probably because, I haven't fought literally everything on the mountain. Well, almost everything on the mountain, and didn't have 3 separate boss fights to go through before this. And, honestly, I thought Prominence Beam might not have been the play there, but as it turns out, it was. Now, okay, we block that. Can I land a... No, I was hoping that I would get a stun there. Fantastic, and now we go for a Crimson Flare, and that should be enough to finish off Digitamamon. And with that, this battle is over. I think that's the single largest hit I've seen in this entire game. There was like 2,500. Okay, so, with that, Digitamamon is defeated. And it dropped a quick chip, very nice. And without a word, Digitamamon leaves. So, Digitamamon has now joined the city. Digitamamon is an ultimate level Digimon, and he will go and help out in the restaurant. So now I now have every single Digimon in the game that can come to the city in the city. However, I have one thing left to do. Phoenixmon, now is not the time. Okay, so now then, let's autopilot out of here because I don't really feel like walking all the way out of here. Okay, so back in File City. So now we are back in File City, and I probably don't need to be honest. Yeah, I definitely don't need to. Because... oh, but what if I did, though? I'll just buy a few more. I'll just buy a few more healing items. Just to really make sure that I'm okay. But to be totally honest, I'm very confident already. And I can't actually buy anything from Digitamamon or anyone. Mostly just because I don't have the money for it. Oh, no, I definitely... how much do I have? No, I definitely have the money for it. That was the wrong word. I definitely have the money for it. I don't have... what's the word? Phoenixmon isn't hungry. That's the word I was looking for. Okay, so, you know what? I'll buy 5 double flops, and that'll probably be more than enough. So, I'll buy 20 cards here. So, we get Gaburimon, Numamon, Nanimon, Gaburimon, Nanimon, Vegemon, Numamon, Gekomon. Hey, I got Demi-Meramon, Sukamon, Mojamon, Vegemon, Angemon. Okay, I got an Angemon at least. Okay, I got a Mamemon, Leomon, Yanmamon. Yeah, I don't see a world in which I get all of these. Because as you can clearly tell, I am pulling the same 3 over and over and over and over again. Okay, I'll do 10 more. Tankmon, so Gaburimon, 1, Vegemon, Numamon, Zukamon, Penguinmon, Numamon, Vegemon, Zukamon, Numamon. I'll go until I get one that isn't one of the trash ones. Place your bets, how long is that gonna take? Okay, I got a Tentomon. I know there's one Phoenixmon though. I'll go until I get Phoenixmon. So, place your bets. That's how long will it take for this to happen? Okay, I got Yanmamon, Numamon, Gotsumon, Rokotorimon, Vegemon. Yeah, basically, that would just be... okay, I found a Seadramon. I got a Unamon. Yeah, I think I'll just fast forward until I get this. Okay, so I did get the Phoenixmon card. I feel like I must have most of the cards now. I do not have most of the cards. I'm still missing a whole bunch, but I'm not gonna waste your time and mine by just kind of sitting here for another like 25 minutes waiting while I try to pull the SSR. You know, because I'm gonna be real. I don't want to have to waste everyone's time playing gacha in this. Like if I wanted to put gacha content on here, I would start a new Grand Order account. Or, like, start playing Genshin or something. But, but no. Okay, so, Phoenixmon has... well, Phoenixmon has one final job to do. I have one final job to do. and it can appear in one of 3 locations. So we need to go and check out all 3, because I don't know which one it spawns in. I think I'm pretty sure it's randomized which one it will turn up in. So let's quickly go and investigate. So, actually, I don't know how it interacts with the rest of the game normally. But I know that they're all kind of in... Like, I know that to get to the last one, I'd have to walk through the areas where the other 2 are. So I have no real issues with it. Also, if something tries to fight me, it's just going to get obliterated. So I have no issues with fighting any of these enemies now. Okay, so pretty much the area we are looking for will appear at random in either the Grey Lord's Mansion, Ugamon's Fortress, or the Ice Sanctuary. I imagine it won't be the Grey Lord's Mansion. Yeah, it won't be the Grey Lord's Mansion because, whatchamacallit, I can't just go in there. I can't just go in there because I need a vaccine on, which obviously Phoenixmon... Sorry, I need a virus Digimon, which Phoenixmon is a vaccine Digimon. So are these 2 flare... Okay. Okay, these 2 Dark Rizamon want to fight, so congratulations. These guys might get a distinct honor of being some of the most... they might be the weakest final enemies we fight. Honestly, if I go for a spinning shot, I probably one-shot both of them if it lands. Well, I only hit one of them, but still, we just one-shot them both. Okay, so we know that it isn't in the Grey Lord's Mansion. So that, while honestly I probably should have assumed that anyway, is good to know. So now I'm going to go and check Ugamon's Fortress. Also, Phoenixmon is hungry, so Phoenixmon is going to quickly get some food. Honestly, incredible how every single Digimon in this game just consumes steak like it's nothing. I mean, realistically, that's kind of cool. Like, hey, here's my Digimon. It just consumes steak. I mean, also, the fact that they just, like, quickly grew, like, steak on a farm. Like, yes, I know steak comes from cows and everything, but still. You get what I mean. I mean, to be fair, there's also steak of, like, other things, but, like, you know, sirloin, I think, is specifically a cow thing. People who know more about the topic than I would can probably correct me on that if I'm wrong. Anyway, so now we get to take one final walk through, the Great Canyon, where, once again, where many episodes ago we got jumped by Ugamon and his gang for the first time. I mean, they wouldn't dare try that now. Phoenixmon would just annihilate them. Now we take an elevator down. Why I couldn't just fly down on my, you know, cool Phoenix Digimon, I don't know. Okay, so here are some Muchomon. I just need to dodge around these guys because I don't really feel like fighting them. And now we can check out Ugamon's Fortress. Because if it isn't here, then I know it's in the... Because if it isn't here, then I know it's appeared in the Ice Sanctuary. Okay, it is indeed in the Ice Sanctuary. So let's immediately back on out of here. And honestly, realistically, I could probably get here faster if I just, I would probably get here faster if I autopiloted back, talked to Birdramon, and went to Friesland from Birdra Transport. But whatever, I'm not that bothered about it. And if anything gets in my way... Okay, I feel bad because that Muchomon said it's not going too well. And I feel like that's kind of mean because I'm about to obliterate this thing. Okay, if it survives a hit, if it survives a one hit, it can live. It survived one hit, I will let it live. I mean, realistically, that was maybe even meaner because it said it wasn't going well, and then I just kind of blasted it in the face with his like powerful bolt of lightning. So, honestly, that might have been even, from me. Okay, so we dodge one. We dodge two. Sorry about that earlier interaction, Muchomon. Also, yes, Muchomon is just a palette swap color. Like, it's just a color swap version of Penguinmon. However, one of the interesting things with Digimon is they make the palette swaps basically their own entire thing, which honestly I think is kind of interesting. Like, yes, it's a very kind of cheap way to. I think it's simultaneously a very cheap way of kind of, boosting up the numbers of your series, in terms of like, hey, this is how many monsters we have. But I do think they do a pretty okay job of it. Maybe not in a design thing, because a lot of them are just like recolors. But I think in terms of their abilities and things, I think they do a pretty okay job when it comes to trying to make them at least seem like they're their own thing. Like, even though, Agumon and Snow Agumon are just like the fire and ice versions of the thing. But then you have like Toy Agumon. Toy Agumon is kind of cool. It's basically like, hey, what if Agumon, but it was made out of Lego? I know it's not literally made out of Legos, but in terms of practicality, that's what it is. And of course, it lives on 44. Either way, let's just alley-oop one of those, and that should probably be enough to get us through the remainder of the game. But at the same time, I have plenty more if I need to. I probably won't, but hey, who knows. Right. So, goodbye, Hyogamon. We probably won't be seeing you again. At least, not for a while, at least. I say that because I don't know if or when I'm going to play it, but at some point I'll probably do a playthrough on Digimon World 2003, which I think has nowhere near as much grinding, which would be a very welcome thing. I think it's more of a kind of traditional RPG, but I'm not 100% certain. I haven't played that game in years. Okay, that Hyogamon really wanted to fight. But yeah, so there's the potential for that, and Hyogamon might turn up in that, because I'll be honest, I've never played that far into the game. I got to Master Tyrannomon and never beat him. And I think that's like one of the relatively early bosses. Anyway, now we can enter the Ice Sanctuary, which has become the back dimension. And it now has Mount Infinity's music. What kind of place is this? I see, in the back of this place. So this is the back dimension, as the game just called it. So I'm going to try to avoid all these enemies here if I can. Can I open this game, please? Game, can I open this? Do I have to fight Pidomon? No? Okay, so here we get the Ray Gun. The Ray Gun is the evolution item to get Varimon. I am not going to try to Digivolve Phoenixmon into Varimon for two reasons. One, I don't really want to, because I like having my Phoenixmon. And two, realistically, I wouldn't want Varimon just in general, partially because its design's a little bit weird, and also because you may recall when we got it to come and join the city, it had this ear-grating noise. Like, it had this horribly ear-grating noise as when it walked. But in that, yeah, now imagine that, but that's constantly following you for the entire time you're playing until it fades away. Also, 10 out of 10, thank you Spinning Shot for just annihilating half of these things' health bars. And we do seem to be hitting them both with it every single time, so I need to cast, what, two more? Two more spinning? No, okay, that one blocked that time. I mean, it's not going to make much difference. Okay, that one did block. Oh, of course they've positioned themselves now where they won't get hit by it. I see your game, Ice Devimon. Okay, fine, the other one of you can catch a Megalo Spark. Bang! I genuinely thought that one had survived for a second. Okay, so, two Ice Devimon are defeated, and we got not a whole lot of money out of that, but hey. I don't know if the enemies in here change depending on what you depending on where you came in from. I don't know if the enemies change. Either way, I don't think this is going to be too much of a hassle. So, here's the thing. even when I was a kid and I had my cheated playthrough of this, which was the only way I ever finished this game when I was a kid, I've never been to the back dimension before now. So this place, this is new to me. So hopefully we can get through here without too much hassle. I mean, realistically, Phoenixmon kind of annihilates everything, so I think we're okay. Okay, so that's probably the last time I need to worry about the bathroom in this game. Okay, Blue Marimon. And whatever was over there apparently does not want to fight with me. Maybe we'll get to see it run off. Hopefully it runs towards us. That's before running. Oh, it's a Tekkamon. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I think we definitely won in that Prominence Beam fight. Ours did about 5 times as much damage. Like, congratulations, Blue Marimon. You tried. Like, there was an attempt. Okay, that's another Prominence Beam, and hey, that time it only did about 4 times as much. And Megalospark. No, Megalospark didn't quite finish it off because it blocked it. And you know what? Blue Marimon, take your best shot. You have 5 full seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you got a free Prominence Beam in. Okay, good for you, buddy. Phoenixmon, obliterate. Okay, let's try that one again. Phoenixmon, obliterate. There we go. 1080. The amount of damage Megalospark does for the speed at which it comes out is absolutely ridiculous. Like, how is that fair? And we get 2,700 bits. That Blue Marimon gave more than both of those, ice... That one Blue Marimon gave more than both of the, the Ice Devimon did. And that is that's another Blue Marimon that doesn't seem to move. Is it stuck? Okay, it says we'll beg for our life. And okay, we opened up that rain ship. But did they like mess up the programming for this thing or something? Because it's just talking to me constantly, but I can't fight it. Okay, I think I have an idea. I'll need to time this well, though. Because I imagine this could be a cycle. There we go, fixed it. So, now I can just do this, and hopefully the Blue Marimon will run or move in such a way where it doesn't start talking to me again. Fantastic, we dodge around it. Well, that's that problem solved. Actually, can I get it to come back over here? It just moved back to there. That must be its default location. Huh. Anyway, let's go fight this Tekkamon because I see a PC there. I see something that it can open. So let's go see what's in here because, well, these are you know, they are our final few fights in Digimon World. So hey, I might as well take out everything I can. Okay, Confusion is gonna be a slightly inconvenient one. I say that Prominence Beam immediately comes out and just blasts this thing for tons of damage. Also, yes, I think I mentioned it earlier, but Tekkamon is basically just Hiromon, but instead of a chainsaw, it has a little sword. Which, to be fair, is also kinda cool, because swords are cool. And also, look, it's a robot with a sword. I'm not gonna complain. Like, that's a cool thing. Okay, so Phoenixmon obliterates that Tekkamon without any real hassle, and it drops a special defense disc. Obviously, I cannot pick that up. There's no way I can pick that up because I can't send Phoenixmon to do so. And as soon as I step onto that kind of wireframe, it'll move me up to the next floor. So I can't pick that up. It doesn't make any difference, but it's a little bit on the inconvenient side. Wait, what did I even pick up there? I picked up... Oh, I have a whole bunch of these. Let's use these. Okay, so that was a quick chip. So I had a quick chip there. I think I found another defense chip in here. So working from this basic logic, I can safely assume I'm going to get one of each kind of chip in here. I think that's a pretty safe bet, so hey, you know what? Phoenixmon might still manage to get one of these stats maxed out. And if I do that, then we could be in business. I mean, realistically, we are absolutely business. I'm pretty sure we must be near the end of this area anyway. I think we must be pretty close to the end of this area anyway, and yeah, this isn't going to be too tough. Yeah, we can't pick that up because we just move on to the next floor immediately. Okay, so there's a Rockmon there. I like how that one's just like, my job. It's like, buddy, you are not getting paid. And if you are not getting paid enough. So, congratulations, but not exactly the best time to be you, Rockman. That one just walked off into the ether. I mean, to be fair, technically it hasn't been technically it hasn't been the best time to be Rockman for a good while, because Mega Man doesn't get many games these days by the looks of it. I mean, to be fair, he does get like collections and stuff, and hey, he is still in Smash Bros. A lot of characters can't claim that. Like, most video game characters can't just go, yeah, but I'm in Smash Bros. Okay, so with that, Rockmon gets absolutely obliterated. And I don't know how close I am to the end here. I'm going to assume that since I've found one of each of the other chips, that's an offense chip, I should still be able to find one HP chip somewhere. So, I'm going to work on what I'm going to assume to be the safe assumption that if the HP chip is in this PC, I think if the HP chip is in this PC, then behind that next floor transition, then after that next floor transition should be the boss. I think. That's like if the HP chip is in there, then that's gonna be then the next floor will be the boss. Otherwise, there'll be another floor and then the boss. So that is going to be something for me to find out in the pretty near future. Either way, what I'm going to do right now is I might as well quickly just try to heal up. Okay, so that is my HP all the way maxed out. Maxed out, back to full. Well, not quite full, because I'm going to pick up an HP chip at some point. And obviously I'm going to use that, and that'll bring me up to the maximum of 9,999. Okay, so what is in here? Okay, that was an HP chip, so that tells me that the next floor is more than likely the boss. I feel like that's a safe assumption. And so, I think it's time for the final preparations. So we go for the HP chip, and that should bring our maximum health up to a grand total of 9,999. That has indeed now maxed out. So, I will use one double flop. I'll use a double flop, and that'll bring my HP back up, and I'll use a large MP. I probably should use two to fully max out, but I think, honestly, I don't see a world in which I need all, like, 7,000+ MP. Yeah, that should be more than enough, and I have 890 offense, wow, okay. Okay, so, off we go into what I assume will be the final battle. Okay, it says it's just the Ice Sanctuary, so it must be. Huh? Are you serious? It's gone. Was it a trick? Okay, so now we get the rematch with the final boss. We fight Machinedramon again. So, just like with last time, I have put the controller down. I am just going to let Phoenixmon I'm just going to let Phoenixmon go about its business. I will intervene with items if I absolutely have to. Like, if I absolutely need to, I'll intervene with items, but otherwise, I have put the controller down, and I'm just gonna let nature take its course here. However, if I max out my finishing move, I will intervene to use that. Phoenixmon can't use that without me telling it to. But otherwise, unless my health gets super low, I am not doing anything in this fight. Although the fact that this Machine Dramon keeps blocking is not encouraging me, not gonna lie. Like, it's blocking a lot, and it's also boosted up its stats a whole bunch. Although, to be totally honest, I don't know if it's actually boosted its stats all that much. Okay, so this is going to be my one actual intervention to use Crimson Flare, because obviously, Machine Dramon can use its super move without Analogman telling it to, but Phoenixmon can't use his without me telling it to. Okay, that Thunder Justice did a lot of damage. That's gonna be a lot. How much does that hit for? 2320. Okay, that's not great. But I think I can still win this. Depending on if... Like, it's like 2 or 3 hits to the win here. This is coming right down to the wire. Okay. I have restores if I absolutely need them. No. Okay, yeah, I'll have to use a restore again. Here's the thing, if I'd taken Megalo Spark off, if I'd taken Prominence Beam off and we just used Megalo Spark, we would absolutely annihilate him here. Either way, Spinning Shot lands, defeats Machine Dramon, and with that, Digimon World is done. So we got another 9,999 bits, and... Machine Dramon fails again. I did it somehow. Huh? What's this? All of a sudden I passed out and... Oh, sorry about that. Huh? What was that? The Curse of the Analogman? So, that introduces the concept of the Curse of the Analogman. However, that is the end of the game. That is the final secret boss defeated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Gigimon's house. I'm going to talk to Digimon, and we're going to start wrapping things up. I heard that you beat Machine Dramon. Yeah, but I don't get it. It seemed like the Curse of Analogman. His grudge was so strong. Maybe we can have peace now. If Machine Dramon returns, we can beat him again. You are trustworthy. He has assigned my gratitude. It grew in our meat farm. Wow, a chained melon? I gladly accept. Thank you. Digitamamon came here and left at the speed of light. He's still somewhere in the city. The prosperity rate of the current city is 100. There's nothing more I need to say. It's fantastic. Tama level has gone up. Congratulations, he has a medal for your great work. Hey Angemon, what's up? All of the Digimon have gathered in the city. Thank you so much. Okay, so, Phoenixmon is looking a little bit tired. So with that, I think it's time for me to call it a day on Digimon World. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to one final place. One final place where I feel like it makes perfect sense for me to end off the game. I mean, realistically, the smartest place for me to end off the entire game would absolutely be the Green Gym, because that's where I've spent a large part of the game. But no, I am going to go over here, and I'm going to go on up to the... And I'm going to go up to the rooftop where we first met Birdramon. Because up here, you may recall, there's a nest. And Phoenixmon is just a big old bird. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Phoenixmon sleep here, and we're going to end off this series here. So with that, all 50 recruitable Digimon have gathered in the city. Peace has returned to Fire Island. The Analogman has been defeated. Also, the back dimension will appear again. I think it's like once every 22 in-game days or something. But with that brings Digimon World to a close. I have 100% completion of the city. There's nothing left for me to realistically need to do in this game. So, yeah, as always, so that ends off this game. I think it's a really mixed bag. I think the game itself is kind of a mixed bag in the sense that there's a lot wrong with it, but also I don't think I've ever played a game anything like it before or since, and I would definitely recommend it. Like, it's a game that I would recommend you at least check out, even if it turns out that it isn't exactly your type of thing. But yeah, with that, I'm going to end off this series here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined. And from me and all of the Digimon that I've had gathered in the city, yeah, okay, thanks for watching. Later.